Grow Great is a city government leadership podcast with Lisa Norris and me, Randy Cantrell. Each week we share insights, experiences, and wisdom to help you and your leadership grow great. Our website is growgreat.com.
All right. Being ready is a myth. You start, you suck, you figure it out, and you get better. That is the story of my life, Randy.
Well, it's better than you start and you suck and you continue
And
to
it just
suck.
ends there?
You can, yeah, and you never figure it out and you never get better.
That's right.
It is a possibility, by the way.
I remember, somebody telling me, because especially when it comes to children, when it comes to marriage, when it comes to buying a home, it's any major life decision. It's like, well, I just need to wait until I have blah, 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 blah. I just need to wait till I am financially sound. I just need to wait till my career is on a steady track. I just need to wait till I have a home. Well, guess what? You can wait for those things to happen. And then there's a whole nother set of things, because life is life and you cannot predict what it is going to deliver to you. So I'm of the firm belief, as long as you're just not going randomly making these decisions in the spur of the moment, which can also happen. But if you're thinking about them and you know what you want, go for it if that is what makes sense in your life. And I always say, look towards the future. What is it you want to achieve long term? Is that just a step towards it? Because the rest you just got to suck and figure out. You got to just attack it. Just go pursue. You're going to fall, and it's not the fall that counts. It's getting back up. And if you fall 7 times, be sure you get up 8. You just dust your knees off, keep going. And if you persevere and you have endurance and you have willingness, and I just say it's almost like you're never going to be completely ready. You just got to attack it and take it in stride and know you're going to fall and just keep getting back up and getting better and improving yourself and improving your mindset and improving your leadership and improving your team. Because none of us are perfect. And if you're waiting for perfection and the perfect moment, I just feel like so many people are going to miss out on opportunities that create change and create growth. You just got to go forward and attack it.
Yeah, well, we're scared, and we're certainly not advising willy-nilly, highly impulsive behavior. That's not
Right.
That's not the point. But the point, I think, is action over
Ideas.
over overthinking. For
Yeah.
sure. It's all about preparation. However, if you think about the stuff that you embarked on, none of us knew how to do it when we started. And so thinking more about it isn't really going to be helpful. Because
Right.
what's helpful is trying it.
Yeah.
I mean, from something as basic as riding a bike to something, like, I don't know, these people that learn how to write complex code. I mean, until you've done it, you haven't done it. You haven't even tried. So you really don't even know. So you sit here and think, okay, I have no clue what I'm doing, but I'm going to think about it some more, and that will make it better. That will prepare. How will that prepare you? You don't know. You
Right.
don't know what you don't know until you're in it. I've asked so many people this week. So Lisa and I are hitting record on a Friday, and I've had no less than 3 conversations this week of people, and I've asked them specifically, how did you learn whatever it is? Let's take an HR director, because I asked just yesterday I asked someone in my tribe who is an HR director, does not have that background, has a law enforcement background. Well, how did you learn the technical stuff? And he's like, I just got in there and did it.
You just do. You
just got in there and did it, didn't. And I'm not saying that that's everybody's path, but it does speak to the issue of, you just kind of dive in and get your feet wet and you figure it out as you go. And you're not just splashing around, getting wet. You're actually giving some thought to it, but you're giving thought to it while you're acting. That's the point.
Yeah. And it's, it comes down to really, and we've talked about this several times over the years, Randy, it goes back to the whole principle of willingness. When I hire somebody, when I am aligned with somebody, typically they've got the trait of willingness. They're willing to go do something and they do it with confidence. That doesn't mean they have knowledge. That doesn't mean they're an expert, but they're confident in their ability to learn. And so they attack it without fear, right? And I've had so many conversations around this of there's so many times in my career, I mean, probably more regularly than not, where somebody said, "Hey, can you figure out how to go create a class? Can you figure out how to train on this? Can you figure out how to grow our leadership?" And that's vague.
Mm-hmm.
But the answer is always, "Yeah, I can do that." And then I try to figure out, okay, now how do I do that? You just got to kind of lay the path forward, accept the challenge, and then figure it out without fear of failure, because that doesn't mean, it's all perspective, I guess, on failure, right? I don't consider it a failure if something didn't go well. I just consider it another opportunity to do it better. Like, that didn't work, so let's try something else.
Yeah, well, that's the whole part of figuring it out.
That's exactly right. And you just can't be afraid to stumble and go, okay, that didn't go well. I'm a big proponent of surveys and trying to ask input. A lot of people don't want to hear it because they're afraid of what they'll get, and they're afraid that's going to reflect negatively. I'm like, well, if I don't know, how can I possibly fix? If I'm only looking at it from my perspective of what I believe was successful and not asking those who experienced it if it was successful, how can we possibly make it better? Whether it's a team environment, whether it's a culture issue, whether it's a training issue, you've got to hear from perspective to really make it great. And that's, to me, what counts. So, yeah, I might have sucked on day one, but I can guarantee you by day 10, I'm better, because I'm not going to do that again.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, but people are afraid. I mean, it's,
Yeah.
it's pure and simple fear. It's pure and simple, in my opinion. It's lack of courage. I mean, that's my December theme. I've been sending out emails. You'll have one in your inbox here shortly. And the theme for me is courage, you know, especially when it comes to leadership. I'm 68 years old, and so I have a lot of conversations with people that are in my age bracket, and a significant number who are older.
Mm-hmm.
And the phrase that has come up over and over in 2025, and I'm sure it's just because of my age, and I'm sure it's just because of these conversations with these older people, but the phrase, the number one phrase for 2025 has been, "I wish I would have done it sooner."
Mm-hmm.
Whatever it is, I wish I would have done it sooner. I wish I would have retired sooner. I wish I would have started saving money sooner. I wish I would have asked her to marry me sooner. It doesn't matter what it is, but anything that people,
Life event.
Yeah, anything that people value, they wish they would have done it sooner, which is really interesting to me.
Mm-hmm.
It's that whole being ready is a myth, because it's like, well, it's not time. It's not time. I was telling somebody the other day, so Ron and I were 18 years old. It was the summer of 1975. No, yep, that's right, 75. And I asked her out. I had met her, real casual acquaintance. I don't know if she's going to say yes or not.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know this girl. I know a little bit about her. We had friends in common. I don't know if she's going to turn me down. I don't know. So we go out on the night of July the 2nd, 1975, and we've been together ever since. Did I know? I didn't know that. I mean, I was only ready for her to say yes or no, and either way, okay. I mean, if she says no, then okay, I'm going to feel bad for a little while and move on. But
Right.
you know, it's just things like that you know, I start reflecting on at this age of my life, and I start thinking about the chances that you don't take.
What have you missed?
Because you're scared.
Yeah.
You know, and I still love that notion, and I'm going to butcher it, but you know, what you want is on the other side of your fear. That kind of a notion.
Mm-hmm.
And I think there's huge power in that, but I think there's huge power in taking action. I think for me, the big phrase of this Well, all the phrases are important, but you start.
Yeah.
You start and you get better. You just keep moving. You keep doing stuff. And you don't just keep doing the same stuff. You adjust. You adapt.
Yeah.
I believe as we enter the year 2026, you hit upon it, the willingness to learn and our ability as humans to adapt and work to figure this out is key. It's always been key to leadership, and in this ever-changing world, I think it's even more so.
It's even key when you talk about leadership, which is obviously the primary purpose of our podcast, but it's key in just life, in decision points, in living to your fullest. You've got to take risks at times. And for everybody, that is going to be a risk. You know me, I'm risk averse. We've talked about it many times. But the willingness to take risks in the right moments, the willingness to take risks when it counts toward achieving what you're trying to do, and being willing to stumble along the way to suck and get better. I mean, that's what counts. Look at parenting. For the listeners that are parents, there is no book. I can look back on many instances and go, well, I sucked in that moment. That was not good, right? But then you're like, okay, now I got it. Like, it's the first kid, you're like, I have no idea what I'm doing. I hope they turn out to be a normal human. And then by the second kid, you're like, oh yeah, you're not throwing a fit in the grocery store. I know how to handle this now. And the third kid, you're like, we're not doing that.
Yeah, exactly.
I know exactly. And now other parents come to you with going, well, what did you do? But you just got to figure it out. And there's no perfect answer. There's nothing that fits all. It's unique to each individual and where they're at, their life circumstances, their leadership, their team. All of those count. So, as we're getting ready here, Randy and I, and everybody listening, depending on when you listen to this, we're right in the middle of December heading to the new year, right? What a great opportunity when you talk about what you're trying to achieve and being ready to start. That would be my words of encouragement. Just start. Just go for something with thoughtfulness, with intent, be intentional, and really start, if you haven't already, doing things without fear, just with a good basis to do it, because we need to start. It's okay to suck for a minute. You'll figure it out, but you can't figure it out if you never go. That would be my input.
Thanks for watching and listening to Grow Great, the City Government Leadership Podcast. Our website is growgreat.com. For Lisa Norris, I'm Randy Cantrell. We hope you'll subscribe to the show, and we hope you'll tell a friend.